going to the airport. You ready, Noah? Yeah? You excited? Where are you going?
New York.
Where?
New York.
Yeah. So we just returned from our trip to New York, and this was my second time solo traveling with Noah, and I have to say, because he's 2, it was a lot easier than the first time. But there were a few things that happened along the way, just like this is happening now, that I wasn't prepared for, but you know, we were able to get through it. So I wanted to make this video for some other moms that are solo traveling, who may be looking for some tips about how to get through the trip effectively. My last tip is really important, and it can really change your whole trip, so stay tuned. So step 1 is packing efficiently and packing light. Because I didn't take a stroller, I didn't want to have a bunch of stuff to have to carry and keep up with his wild, crazy self in the airport. So I found a day pack which could fit my computer in it and a lot of our essentials that I could carry on my back. And then I brought a regular, you know, rolling luggage with all of our clothes in it for a week. I went very minimalistic. Number 2. Noah is potty trained now, which you would think makes things easier, but there were a couple challenges that came along with that. Of course, I put him in a pull-up while we're traveling because I don't want him to have accidents on himself and all that extra stuff. Pull-ups were definitely a savior. However, Noah's at the place now, because he's potty trained, that he doesn't want to pee in the pull-up, even when it's super convenient for mommy. So I had to find public restrooms, which was an awful experience. He is not very skilled with pointing into the toilet yet, so every time we went, there was a massacre left afterwards. Real fun. So just be prepared for that. So keep a pull-up on them, and if you have to find public restrooms, I would plot out your routes beforehand so that you know where some public restrooms are that you want to actually take them to. Tip number 3 is planning out your day. So of course, when you go to somewhere like New York, you want to know exactly where you're gonna go, how you're gonna get there, so that you can keep your child entertained and so that you don't lose your mind. I was working while I was in New York, which made it even more important for us to have activities throughout the day, because the last thing I wanted him to do was have to sit in the house while I worked for 8 hours and lose his mind and make me lose my mind, which almost happened. So planning is everything. Before I went, I looked up cafes where stay-at-home moms or working moms take their kids throughout the day so that Noah had people to play with. I also took him to some local libraries to play with kids and do things that he would normally do when we're at home. So having a schedule, sticking to that schedule, and just being prepared, that's definitely a tip that you want to follow. My last tip and most important tip, which I did not follow myself, which is why I'm telling you how important it is to not schedule a flight at night. So going into New York, we had an early flight, which was perfect. He slept on the plane, he got off the plane, and was ready to tackle the day. Coming back, we had a super late flight. Well, we didn't land until about 11 p.m. I could barely wake him up on the plane. And I told you guys I didn't bring a stroller, so not only was he like grumpy, he didn't want to walk, I had to carry him a little bit of the way, and we flew into the Atlanta airport, which is humongous. So to carry a 30-pound child that whole way from my gate to baggage claim was not happening. I didn't even do it. I carried him a little bit of the way, and then I had to really just wake him up, which he felt terrible. He was crying. It was a mess. So I recommend never flying at night. Always try to get an early flight, at the latest an afternoon flight, but if you can, really go for the morning, because toddlers don't like to fly at night. Bye.